Welcome to the Red Carpet Movie Review.
And today we're going to review War of the Planet of the Apes.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Hollywood, California, welcome to the Red Carpet Review, starring the Showstopper, Shawn Valentino. Also starring Rich Twilling. Also starring the Samantha Beauty Models. Today's special guest star, supermodel Shelly Martinez. Today we review War for the Planet of the Apes, live from the red carpet.
Hey everybody, this is Shawn Valentino, your host on the Red Carpet Movie Review. And today we're going to review War of the Planet of the Apes. Now, War of the Planet of the Apes is the finale of the latest Apes trilogy. And before you watch it, I highly recommend you check out the first two films, Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, because you really need to see those films to really appreciate what a great movie this is. And this movie is directed by Matt Reeves and it stars Woody Harrelson as well as Andy Serkis. And I'm not going to give away too much of the plot of this film because I highly recommend that you check it out knowing as little about the story as possible, because it takes a lot of fascinating twists and turns and you don't want any spoilers before going into this movie. But the basic story structure is it's about the confrontation between apes and humans for control of the planet. And the heart of this story is really a revenge tale of Caesar, who's been the central figure of these three films, against Woody Harrelson's character, the Colonel, who is operating this concentration camp-like facility of a bunch of apes who are essentially slaves. And the storyline of the movie revolves around Caesar and his crew trying to save all of these apes from captivity. And within this framework is just some of the most fascinating thematics that you'll ever see in a film. It's a very high concept story, but what I love about this movie is within this high concept, it really takes time to develop the characters. There's a lot of beautiful little scenes in this movie that showcase a lot of emotion, and that's very difficult to do in some of these huge epic action adventure films. And this summer we've really seen some of the best and worst in Hollywood as far as action movie making. Some of the better movies include Wonder Woman and Spider-Man in this film, and of course some of the worst in Hollywood filmmaking can be seen in the Transformers movie and The Mummy. But what I really love about this movie is even within this high concept, it really takes time to develop a lot of the little moments between the characters. There's a great sense of tone in this film. There's a deliberate pacing here in a good way, because it's not slow or boring at any point. It takes time to develop the relationships between the different characters, and it really captures the audience's emotion, and you really invest in these apes and you want them to get revenge against this evil group of humans. And this is a very dark film, but in a good way. There's a very somber tone to it. The score is excellent. I thought the music really added to the overall cinematography of the film and made it much more poignant. There's an element of sadness when you see these ape characters who are on the verge of extinction, and you're really rooting for them to get their revenge on this evil group of humans who are essentially like Nazis. And like I said earlier, I'm not going to go too far into the plot of this movie, but some of the things I really enjoyed. The motion capture in this movie is absolutely brilliant. I thought Andy Serkis, once again, was just perfect. He deserves some type of Oscar for his work here as Caesar. He was just absolutely tremendous once again. I thought all the special effects in this movie were just tremendous. The beautiful visuals, the lush cinematography, the great use of amazing locations. I don't know what locations were CGI, and it didn't really matter to me because I thought this movie just looked absolutely beautiful. But what I liked best of all was, thematically, this movie really showcased these apes as a microcosm of real society, and they did an excellent job in capturing within the story of the apes a lot of timeless themes that are relevant not only in literature, but in life as well. Imperialism, Darwinism, exploring the dark side of humanity and the need for conflict. This movie did an excellent job in capturing those thematics. And this movie really harkened back to some of the great works of literature like Lord of the Flies, Heart of Darkness, The Most Dangerous Game, and it really brilliantly captured that idea of exploring the dark side of mankind. Some of the things I didn't like about this movie, I didn't really find the other characters other than Caesar to be all that interesting. Also, I found the portrayal of humans in this movie to be a little bit too cartoonish, so that kind of took me out of some of the parts of the movie. And when it came down to that epic climactic battle sequence, I wasn't completely invested because I thought some of the elements were a little bit too simplified. But at the end of the day, this is a very good film. It concludes a great trilogy. I highly recommend you check out all of these films. This is a must-watch. Check out this entire trilogy. Again, don't watch this movie unless you've seen the first two. And here on the Red Carpet Movie Review, we like to rate our movies on a 5-star scale. And I'm going to give War of the Planet of the Apes 4 stars on the 5-star scale. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button and press subscribe. And we'll see you next week on the Red Carpet. So we have one of our beautiful sponsors here. What do you feel about this Red Carpet Movie Review?
Exactly.
There you have it, folks. Thank you for joining us on the Red Carpet, and we'll see you next week for more Red Carpet Movie Reviews.
Thank you for watching the Red Carpet Review. Proceed to click that like button and press subscribe for weekly movie reviews past and present. We'll see you soon on the Red Carpet.